Hi, this is Rahman Sheikh. Welcome to Fortnightly Railway Transportation Systems podcast. I am the host and railway systems specialist. This podcast is primarily focused on railway experts who have vast amount of experience and contributed greatly to this amazing industry. This is not a technical seminar but focuses on feel good stories, individual journeys, their success and failures, motivating younger generation to kickstart their career in railways and creating a sense of pride for the railway people who devoted their lives on the most environment friendly public transportation. Today, we are delighted to host Brigid Burns, an accomplished commercial consultant with a wealth of experience in contract management across diverse industries, including power, nuclear, government communications, mining, and rail constructions. Brigid has led teams overseeing multi-billion-dollar projects throughout North and South America, specializing in bid management, contract formation, administrative oversight, and closeout. Her expertise lies in optimizing financial performance, mitigating risks, and maximizing stakeholder value through strategic commercial management. Hi, Brigid. Welcome to the pod.
Hello, thank you for having me.
So let's start with my first question. Can you share how your career journey led to specialize in contract management, particularly within the rail sector?
Absolutely. My career path into contract management, especially with the rail sector, has been a mix of intentional decisions and exciting opportunities. I started out working on large scale construction projects, which gave me the understanding of the complexity around contracts, stakeholder relationships, and project deliverables. These experiences sparked my interest in managing agreements and tackling challenges. As my career evolved, I was drawn to the rail sector because of its unique demands, combining large infrastructure projects with strict safety, regulatory, and operational standards. Rail projects are a fascinating blend of technical challenges and societal impacts, which ally perfectly with my passion for creating value through strong contract oversight.
Wow, that's fantastic journey, Brigid. It's clear that your diverse experience across large scale projects has given you a strong foundation in contract management, and the rail sector's complexity seems like a perfect space for your expertise to shine in this journey. Now, you are the first one on this pod who actually representing contract management. Can you tell us what are the some unique challenges you have encountered in managing contracts for rail construction projects compared to other industries?
Oh, yes. Rail construction projects comes with some unique challenges. One of the biggest is the focus on public safety and the strict regulatory compliance. Rail projects needs to meet the highest standards and government rules, which can always change during the project life cycle. This means the contracts have to be flexible enough to handle those changes while keeping everyone accountable. Another challenge of rail is the size and the complexity of the project. These projects involved many stakeholders like government bodies and the public, making coordination a lot trickier than on other projects I have been on. Rail projects are also long-term. They're not 1 or 2 years. They can span 5+ years. So contracts need to account for risks like rising costs, supply chain issues that we saw in COVID, environmental impacts that happen over time. It takes foresight and negotiation skills to manage these risks fairly for all parties involved. One unique aspect of the rail sector is contracts are usually owned by a technical function rather than the contract function. This small but huge difference can create a conflict between focusing on schedules and managing the commercial risks. For example, technical teams might make decisions to meet deadlines and schedule without fully understanding the contract's term, and that can lead to problems. And then lastly, there's always technology. Rail projects often involve things such as signaling systems or electrification upgrade. They require a great deal of expertise and careful planning to ensure everything works smoothly, adding even more complexity to the contract.
Wow, amazing. That's a great breakdown, Brigade, especially when you said that contracts are usually owned by technical function rather than contracts team. I 100% concur to it. While ensuring contracts and remaining adaptable sounds like a real challenge, especially when different teams have competing priorities. So, Brigid, can you tell us how critical is effective contract administration in ensuring the success of large scale projects?
Wow, effective contract administration is key to the success of a large scale project, and even furthermore in rail. Rail projects and large scale projects rely heavily on the contracts to manage the work, which is often outsourced to specialized companies from everything from design, construction, maintenance, and even systems integration. Rail projects are complex, involving multiple stakeholders, different interfaces, and various disciplines. Because of this, having clear and well-structured contracts, along with the proactive contract management, is crucial. It helps align the goals, manage risks, and ensure compliance throughout the entire life cycle of a contract and the entire life cycle of the project. Without solid contract management, many issues will arise. We all know about scope creep, delays, cost overruns, and disputes that can quickly spiral out of control, affecting project delivery and ultimately the financial outcome. Moreover, rail projects are large and highly visible. Poor contract management can lead to significant consequences such as damage to the project's reputation and loss of the public trust. Strong contract administration makes sure all of the parties fulfill their commitments, disputes are addressed efficiently, and the project stays on track, making it a cornerstone of the project's success.
Absolutely. With so many moving parts in rail projects, I believe personally that strong administration isn't just about avoiding disputes. It's like the foundation for aligning stakeholders, managing risks, and ensuring successful delivery. So there's lots I'm learning from you, Brigid. Could you also elaborate on the role of bid management in securing favorable contract terms and project outcomes?
Absolutely. Bid management is crucial for securing favorable contract terms and ensuring successful project outcomes. This phase helps bridge the gap between spotting the potential opportunities and finalizing agreements that align with an organization's goal. By managing this process effectively, organizations can position themselves as strong contenders, reduce risks, and lay the groundwork for successful project execution. One key aspect of bid management is evaluating whether a project is worth pursuing. This simply means carefully reviewing the tender documents, making sure it's feasible, profitable, and in line with the organization's expertise. Strategic positioning is also important. Bids need to meet the client requirements, but also highlight what makes the bidder stand out in the competitive process. Collaboration and coordination play a big role in making bids successful. A strong bid management team brings together people from legal, commercial, technical, and operational areas to create proposals that are realistic as well as well-rounded. This ensures the organization's strengths are clearly reflected and any potential challenges are addressed early on. Another important part of bid management is identifying and managing risks. By assessing contractual risks early and negotiating terms that protect the organization's interests, bid management sets up the project for success. The proactive approach helps avoid confusion, reduces the chance of disputes, and builds a positive relationship with clients. At the end of the day, bid management really isn't about winning contracts. It's about securing the terms that support the long-term success of all parties. By handling the process strategically, organizations can win contracts that align with their goals, create value for clients, and drive sustainable growth for the future.
To be honest, I was thinking bid management is just about winning contracts, but it's about securing the right opportunities with the right terms. So, can you also tell us what strategies do you employ to mitigate risks associated with contract deviations during project execution?
During project execution. So mitigating the risks associated with contract deviations during project execution relies heavily on proactive strategies and relationship building. Clear communication from the outset is essential, ensuring all parties understand their obligations and expectations. A thorough contract review eliminates ambiguity and fosters trust, setting the solid foundation for the project. Once the project begins, a robust change management process is crucial to handle deviations effectively. Having clear procedures for initiating, approving, and documenting changes keeps stakeholders aligned. Regular monitoring and compliance audits help identify potential issues early, allowing for prompt corrective action. Building strong relationships is key with stakeholders, both internally and externally. It is vital for addressing risks collaboratively. Early risk identification and contingency planning ensure that deviations are managed smoothly when they arise. The use of contract management tools further streamlines tracking, but successful mitigation ultimately depends on strong communication and cooperation. Empowered contract administration teams are essential, but the ability to collaborate and maintain transparent relationships is key to managing deviations and ensuring project success. Through trust and open dialogue, risks can be mitigated and project outcomes safeguarded.
Wow, having those great soft skills is key, Brigade, in navigating contract deviations smoothly and keeping projects on track. So, in your experience, how do you foster collaboration between stakeholders and legal experts to resolve contract disputes swiftly?
Well, first and foremost, when the disputes arise, the contracts administrators play a critical role in working directly with the contractor to navigate the issue within the limitations of the contract. A well-established rapport between the contracts administrator and the contractor is key to addressing concerns before they escalate. If the administrator cannot resolve the dispute, the contract manager steps in to facilitate the resolution. At this stage, the collaboration is essential, not only between the contract manager and the contractor, but also with project leadership stakeholders who must be informed of the dispute and aligned on the path forward. Transparent communication ensures all parties understand the risks, constraints, and possible solutions. Legal experts become involved when an agreement cannot be reached at the project level, and further steps such as arbitration and mediation or even court action are required. At this point, the contract team works closely with legal counsel, ensuring a seamless transfer of all relevant information regarding the dispute. Maintaining efficiency in this process is critical to minimizing project delays and, of course, overall financial impact. Throughout the dispute resolution process, I prioritize a proactive approach, fostering the open dialogue, aligning expectations early on, and ensuring all parties, technical, commercial, and legal, are working towards the common goal. By integrating legal expertise with strong contract management, disputes can be resolved swiftly while keeping the project objectives on track.
Well, again, you have shown experience and skills are so important, especially ensuring that legal intervention is the last resort rather than the first step. So let us talk about the closeout. What are the key components of a robust contract closeout process, especially in the context of rail infrastructure projects?
A strong contract closeout process in rail infrastructure projects, and honestly, all projects, is about tying up the loose ends and making sure everything is finished properly. What is important to note is that closeout doesn't happen at the end. It starts at mobilization. Using a close-as-you-go approach means tackling deliverables, documentation, and compliance throughout the project. You don't leave it to the last minute. The process includes making sure all deliverables meet the required standards, such as technical work, testing, and safety regulations. Financial reconciliation is a big part of this as well. One needs to ensure payments, invoicing, and any claims or variations are resolved to avoid future disputes. One also needs to hand over critical documents, such as as-built, operation manuals, compliance certificates. So operations and maintenance team have everything they need to do their jobs.
Wow. Best tip is leaving projects in the best possible shape for the long-term success. Great insights. Let's move to the next important topic, money. How do you balance the need of flexibility in contracts with maintaining project budgetary constraints?
First, it's important to set clear boundaries by building flexibility into the contract through the variation clauses and contingency funds, ensuring that changes don't spiral out of control. Using incentive-based models, such as a shared risk-reward structure, encourages efficiency while keeping costs in check. A strong change management process is also essential. Every change should be reviewed and approved based on necessity and budget impact to prevent unnecessary spending. Risk allocation plays a key role in here as well. Assigning risk to the parties best equipped to manage them helps avoid unexpected cost overruns. Regular budget tracking and forecasting allows teams to identify potential financial issues early before they become a problem. Additionally, using framework contracts with pre-agreed pricing structures keeps all costs predictable, even when the adjustments are needed. Finally, linking payments to performance rather than just work completion ensures that spending aligns with the actual work done and result. If one combines all of these strategies, contracts can remain adaptable without jeopardizing financial control.
No, that's a great strategy. Balancing flexibility with budget control and ensuring that every dollar spent drives real value, among other things. As a technical guy, I think I'm really blessed to have you. I'm learning a lot about contract management. Can you also discuss a significant challenge you have overcome in contract management that significantly impacted project delivery in the rail sector?
One of the most challenging situations I faced in contract management involved the late discovery of out-of-compliance network switches in a rail signaling system. These network switches, which did not meet the required technical specifications, were already installed when the issue was identified late in the project. Given the safety-critical nature of rail signaling, rectifying the problem was non-negotiable. However, the biggest challenge wasn't fixing the issue. It was doing so without significantly delaying the project or struggling with the limited availability of compliant replacement network switches. With the project schedule already tight, replacing the network switches risked causing major disruption to the critical path activities. Additionally, sourcing compliant switches at short notice provided difficult, as lead time for specialized network components can be lengthy, as everyone knows. The contract didn't provide a straightforward solution for accelerating procurement or mitigating the delays caused by non-compliant materials, making it essential to find a way to resolve the issue without derailing the entire program. To manage this, I worked closely with the suppliers, engineers, and commercial team to fast-track the procurement of compliant network switches while negotiating with the existing suppliers to prioritize urgent deliveries. At the same time, I collaborated with the project team to resequence the work, ensuring the other construction and commissioning activities could progress while awaiting the replacements. Through continuous coordination and issue resolution, we were able to minimize downtime and keep the project moving forward.
Well, great example, Brigid. Coming from signaling background, I can relate this. Navigating compliances issues late in the project really highlights the importance of contract management. Now tell us, how has digital transformation influenced contract management practices in the rail industry over recent years?
Digital transformation could revolutionize contract management in the rail industry, but most projects still aren't using it to its full potential. Despite tools being available and developed, Excel is still being used to track changes, manage claims, and even handle payments. This method leads to errors errors, inefficiencies, and reactive issue management. If properly adopted, digital tools could automate compliance, integrate with building information modeling, construction, and commissioning for real-time tracking, and even flag risks before they become disputes. But until the industry fully embraces these solutions, contract management and the majority of functions in the project will be stuck in the outdated manual processes that are still being used to this day. The potential is there. We just need to use it.
100%. I concur with you. It's now about embracing. What advice would you give to aspiring contract managers looking to specialize in the rail sector?
For aspiring contract managers, mastering your project or your company's contract processes inside and out is essential. Understanding how contracts are structured, managed, and enforced ensures compliance and mitigates risks. Given the rail sector's industry's unique challenges, such as stringent safety standards, complex regulations, and intricate infrastructure requirements, one must enforce adherence to these processes while maintaining the project efficiency. A basic technical understanding of rail systems, from signaling to track design, will help one assess risks and manage contracts effectively. Risk management, particularly regarding safety and regulatory compliance, should be a top priority. Strong relationships with stakeholders are vital to successful project delivery, but equally important in ensuring contractual obligations are met without compromise. Finally, strong communication and negotiation skills will help a person manage expectations and resolve disputes. By combining deep contract knowledge, risk management expertise, and interpersonal skills, one will be well equipped to thrive in the rail sector.
Oh, great advice. A couple of questions more before I let you go. Since, as I said earlier, this is the first we are discussing on this podcast about contract management. How do you ensure that contract management practices align with sustainability and safety goals in rail projects?
It's important to incorporate these priorities right from the start. First, you have to make sure sustainability and safety are clearly lined out in the contract terms, with specific clauses that address environmental impact, safety standards, and compliance with regulations. Regularly monitoring project progress to ensure that contractors are meeting these goals and conduct safety audits to spot any risks early.
Oh, short and sweet answer. What role does innovation play in enhancing contract management, efficiency, and effectiveness in your experience?
It could play a huge role in enhancing contract management efficiency and effectiveness if properly utilized. In my experience, technologies such as contract management software and digital tools have the potential to automate tasks such as tracking changes, approvals, and compliance, which of course saves time and reduce errors. The buzz term in every industry right now is AI. However, until mega projects stop relying on tools such as Excel for project management, AI is a non-starter. Advanced tools such as data analytic could help identify risks early, allowing issues to be addressed before they escalate. Yet in many cases, these innovations are underutilized, meaning their full potential isn't being realized. When properly embraced, innovation could significantly streamline and improve overall project delivery, not just contracts.
I agree with you. Embracing AI and advanced digital tools could revolutionize contract management, and not just contract management, any other field. Looking ahead, what trends do you foresee shaping the future of contract management in rail infrastructure?
Well, first, digital tools like contract management software will become more widely adopted, helping streamline processes and improve project tracking. Sustainability will continue to play a bigger role, with contracts increasingly focus on environmental goals and compliance. And finally, data-driven decision-making will allow for better risk management management and proactive issue resolution. These trends will make contract management more efficient, transparent, and aligned with project goals.
Oh, thank you so much, Brigid, for sharing your invaluable insights today. It's been a pleasure having you on the podcast.
Well, thank you for your time, and it was always a pleasure.
I believe everyone listening to this podcast has got something to take away from today's discussion. If you like this podcast, please listen, follow, and share this podcast within your network. If you believe we should be sharing your story or someone within your network, there is a railway leader who should be here sharing his or her contribution to this industry. Contact me on railway transportation systems at gmail.com. Thank you for your time today. Stay safe and take care of yourself.